The old man wanted to offer his 800,000 savings. "Are you joking with me?" "I'm not joking," he replied. "Once I die, you can't go back on your word." "I won't." One was a 37-year-old middle-aged loser, and the other was a 71-year-old elderly loser. The two originally thought it was just a transaction, but on the road to seeking death, they found the courage to live. All of this started that day when he was being chased for debts. Ma Teng's money had been scammed away by his classmate, and unable to repay his loans, running away was his only option. He leapt over a villa wall with curses trailing behind him. Ma Teng hid inside the house, feeling lucky he wasn't caught. "Hey, don't just stand there, come in, you're late," a voice said. To avoid being kicked out, he played along just to hide for the moment. Only after sitting down did he realize that the old man in front of him was hiring a caregiver. Shaolin looked at the photo on the file. The person in front of him didn't look like a medical student. "Are you 25 this year? You look quite old. Does the medical field make people look this haggard? If you're just gonna brag, hurry up and leave. Man, why don't you have an eye for talent? Where is your hometown?" Although he spoke unreliably, Old Lin took a liking to his energy. Seeing Old Lin's interest, Shaolin asked the other two candidates to go back first. "Reintroduce yourself," Old Lin said. "My name is Ma Teng," he replied. "How old are you?" 37? "See? I told you he had to be nearly 40. What have you done before?" "I previously did some professional nursing work." Ma Teng had actually done everything: cleaning, retail, and even dressing up in a big bear mascot costume, but none of it lasted long. His resume was not glamorous and couldn't even be presented properly. Ma Teng just waited to be rejected. Anyway, the debt collectors had already gone far. "You're hired. The monthly salary is 7,500 with a 3-day trial," Old Lin announced. Before 6 o'clock, Ma Teng was woken up by Old Lin beating a gong and drum. Old Lin wouldn't throw away toothpaste until the very last drop was squeezed out, and their meals were bland and watery. Combined with Old Lin's eccentric temper, Ma Teng finally realized that this daily wage of 250 was not easy to earn. Actually, Old Lin didn't like Ma Teng either. Hiring a caregiver was his son's idea, and to sabotage it, he deliberately chose Ma Teng. He knew this kind of smooth-talking person wouldn't last long. After using the toilet, Old Lin intentionally bossed him around. "I don't care about this pee and poop stuff," Ma Teng complained. "These long johns aren't tucked in properly," Old Lin said. "It's almost bedtime, why are you doing this? The shirt must be tucked inside and the long johns shouldn't show outside the pants. Oh man, how does an old worker like you have so many rules?" Old Lin lost his temper, stating that industrial workers weren't shameless like him. "Who's shameless? Whoever wants to serve you can serve you." Ma Teng initially wanted to just walk away, but upon seeing a video of his creditors blocking his door, he could only obediently go back. In the middle of the night, Old Lin saw a post on his social media feed. Another former co-worker had died of illness. Old Sun was his best friend, and in that moment, Old Lin felt that living was meaningless. The housekeeping company came knocking, complaining that none of their arranged candidates were hired. They suspected Ma Teng was a fraud and questioned his nursing experience. "I took care of my grandma, my dad, and my uncle until they passed away. Isn't my nursing experience rich enough?" Ma Teng argued. "Wow, very rich. Look at him, isn't he a jinx?" "Who are you calling a jinx?" "I'm talking about you. You deceived me." All right, it's not your fault." Old Lin interrupted their argument, claiming Ma Teng was his relative. Ma Teng didn't expect to be respected like this and promised to work hard in the future. However, Old Lin suddenly changed the subject and asked if his relatives were in pain when they passed away. They all went very peacefully. "After all, they passed through my hands and were sent off well," Ma Teng said. Ma Teng didn't understand his underlying meaning, thinking it was just part of the interview. Old Lin didn't say any more, afraid of scaring him away, as the previous 4 caregivers had all been scared off by him saying things like this. Seeing Old Sun lying there peacefully, Old Lin's eyes welled up with tears. Once a tight-knit group of 4, he was now the only one left. He felt both sad and envious of Old Sun, as living had become more of a torment for him now. He deleted Old Sun's phone number, leaving his contact list empty. He covered his face with a milk carton, letting the darkness surround him, but the pain still haunted him. Ma Teng's ex-wife despised his lack of ambition and divorced him. She was afraid their daughter would learn his bad habits and wanted to send her abroad, but Ma Teng held custody. Now that Ma Teng's house was mortgaged and he had no proper job, she argued he had no ability to raise their daughter and couldn't provide her with a better life. "Tell me, what counts as having the ability to raise her?" he asked. "Studying abroad requires 1 million. If you can come up with 500,000, I will agree to let custody remain unchanged," she proposed. 500,000? A piece of cake. "Let me get a proper job first," he replied. Ma Teng waved goodbye to his daughter, his forced smile instantly vanishing. 500,000 was enough to buy his life. Uncle Zhuang was also Old Lin's former co-worker, and often sold cheap goods to Old Lin at high prices. Old Lin knew the items were useless, but accepted them all anyway. Ma Teng didn't understand, but only Shaolin knew that Old Lin was just lonely and treated these small scams as a form of entertainment. His ex-wife sent a custody transfer agreement, telling him to sign it if he had no money. Ma Teng was unwilling to give up. If Uncle Zhuang could use those tricks, so could he. So he tried every means to get money. He bet with old Lin on building blocks, winning 500 each time, but he ended up losing every round. Ma Teng also helped decorate his yard and took the opportunity to sell him face masks. Old Lin was always generous with his money. As long as he was happy, anything was fine. Old Lin went to the hospital for a follow-up, and the doctor said his condition was still manageable, but Old Lin kept feeling physically unwell. If you still feel unwell, we suggest you visit the psychiatric department. The deterioration of Parkinson's is related to emotions, the doctor advised. Psychiatry? See a psychiatrist? I'm not mentally ill, Old Lin protested. Ma Teng pointed to the handicapped toilet, suggesting he use it, but Old Lin turned and walked away, feeling humiliated. Soon, Old Lin regretted it. The journey was long, and there was a traffic jam, making it incredibly hard for him to hold his bladder. Just as they arrived home and he opened the door, he wet his pants. He looked at Ma Teng, covering himself helplessly like a child. Old Lin gave Ma Teng the previously agreed 200 yuan wage to ignore the incident. Ma Teng didn't refuse, knowing Old Lin cared deeply about his pride, and would feel worse if he rejected it. You can give me money as you please. I don't despise you, I'll help you clean up. It's quite a struggle, Ma Teng assured him. Because the doctor said he might have mental issues and he'd wet his pants, Old Lin couldn't sleep and sat blankly at his desk. Ma Teng comforted him, telling him to be open-minded since it was time to enjoy his retirement. Old Lin just looked at him quietly. Hey, about what I told you last time, what did you tell me? He asked. To send me off. If you take this job, I'll give you my money. I'll leave 300,000 for my grandson and the rest goes to you. At the thought of getting 500,000, Ma Teng immediately agreed. He didn't actually intend to kill Old Lin. Based on his experience caring for the elderly, old people were like children. As long as he helped Old Lin find emotional value in living and let him experience the pain of death, he wouldn't want to die anymore. To this end, Ma Teng prepared a death gachapon machine for Old Lin to choose his method of passing. Old Lin chose sleeping pills. Ma Teng made him drink sour water and eat emetics to simulate the agony of taking sleeping pills. After just a few bites, Old Lin repeatedly waved his hand in refusal and wanted to change to another method. This time, he chose charcoal burning. He originally thought he would just fall asleep peacefully, but upon hearing that most victims looked grotesque and ugly, Old Lin backed out again. Later, Old Lin experienced simulated hanging and drowning. He didn't die, but he ended up injuring his leg. Ma Teng believed he should tell his son Lin Qin about the injury. After all, he was the caregiver, and he bore responsibility for his employer's injury. However, at the mention of Lin Qin, Old Lin got angry and told him to keep his mouth shut. Ma Teng felt Old Lin was making trouble out of nothing, refusing to live a good life and insisting on seeking death. If this continued, he threatened to quit. You little brat, did you think I didn't see people chasing you the day you came for the interview? I'm telling you, I can make you get lost or I can help you pay off your debts. Suit yourself, Old Lin warned. Ma Teng didn't understand why Old Lin acted this way. Xiao Lin pointed out that they couldn't just look for physical reasons. So Ma Teng found Uncle Zhuang, the only person who understood Old Lin now. Old Lin entered the factory at 20, worked there for most of his life, and was a model worker. Now that he was idle and in poor health, living had become a painful ordeal. Ma Teng threw away the gachapon machine. What does this mean? It means making sure you die thoroughly, Ma Teng said. He contacted a classmate and found a Swiss euthanasia clinic, but they had to wait 2 months. Knowing Old Lin was eager to die, Ma Teng devised a road trip plan so that by the time they arrived, the wait would be over. Actually, this was just Ma Teng's stalling tactic, hoping time would wear down Old Lin's emotional knot. After the discount, it's 800,000, Ma Teng noted. Did you budget this exactly according to my savings? I didn't ask you for extra money, any leftover balance can be refunded. If there's still anything you can't bear to leave behind, pretend I didn't say anything, he added. I can't even hold my pee anymore, my legs aren't agile. What's there left to cling to? Old Lin sighed. Ma Teng thought this plan was flawless, but Xiao Lin discovered clues on Old Lin's phone. He searched for Swiss euthanasia every day, and with the large font size, it was hard not to notice. Learning that Ma Teng had no real intention of doing it, she suspected Old Lin had psychological issues. Ma Teng shared this thought, but Old Lin was extremely stubborn and absolutely refused to cooperate with any medical checkups. Luckily, Xiao Lin had a solution. Are you saying we can't buy insurance or leave the country without this document? Yes, sir. You must have a medical certificate from a legitimate hospital, otherwise we cannot process your travel insurance. In order to go to Switzerland, Old Lin willingly went for the checkup. The examination results were serious. Old Lin was diagnosed with depression. Afraid he would take things even harder, Ma Teng kept it a secret from him. For the first time, he felt that the old man in front of him was somewhat pitiful, seemingly having everything, yet having nothing at all. Ma Teng originally wanted to call Lin Qin over so the father and son could talk, but they started arguing the moment they met. Fine, don't anger me here. Go home, and don't forget to send me my ID card, I need it, Old Lin demanded. What do you need your ID card for? Lin Qin replied. Ma Teng cooked a table full of dishes, but old Lin remained depressed. Ma Teng then shared his own story. He was once ambitious too, opening a travel agency with a classmate. The classmate claimed the market was good, so Ma Teng gave him all the money to expand, only for the classmate to abscond with the funds. Speaking of the past, old Lin also opened up. He was once a prominent figure in the factory, pouring all his passion into his work. Ma Teng took out his phone. To celebrate the 70th anniversary, the factory area was specially open for industrial tours, and he wanted to sign him up. At this age, if something happens at the factory, I'll just cause trouble for them. Old Lin hesitated. What trouble? As long as you hold your pee and don't wet yourself in the factory, it'll be fine, Ma Teng encouraged. It's not that I want to hold it, I just can't. That wasn't the first time. Speaking of which, I need to go pee. Don't wet your pants, old Lin joked and turned to go to the toilet. Ma Teng couldn't see the loneliness on his face, but he could feel it. Having spent the day taking his daughter out to play, Ma Teng returned to the villa very late. Old Lin was sitting at the bathroom door, unable to stand up, thinking about how he spent money only to suffer. Old Lin began complaining that Ma Teng neglected his duties. You're lazy, gluttonous, slippery, and shameless. You little bastard. Don't interact with children, you'll ruin them. Hello, Grandpa Lin. Is this Ma Shan? I was just joking with your dad, you little rascal. Seeing that old Lin liked children, Ma Teng brought Ma Shan over under the guise of teaching English. Old Lin was exceptionally happy every time she visited. A message arrived saying Ma Shan was in trouble at school, and a parent needed to come over. Old Lin, who already treated her like his own granddaughter, rushed into the school in his wheelchair. To make her proud, Ma Teng volunteered at the school whenever he had time. He had accumulated enough points to be on the school's honor wall, but the principal revoked his chance because he was selling face masks at school. Ma Teng didn't dare to argue and could only endure the principal's condescending criticism. When old Lin found out, he felt it was unfair and brought out his factory logic of clear rewards and punishments. If Ma Shan made a mistake, she should be punished, but since Ma Teng volunteered, he should be praised. Seeing old Lin get increasingly agitated and afraid of an incident, the principal restored Ma Teng's well-deserved honor. Hearing from her dad that old Lin was always unhappy, Ma Shan asked him about it. Old Lin sighed, saying he was old and no longer had value in this society. Then what counts as having value? She asked. For example, when I was young, I forged steel. Firefighters save lives and put out fires. That's having value. Tell me, what value do I have? He replied. Ma Shan disagreed with the old man, believing everyone had their own value in life, and suggesting he might even save someone in the future. Old Lin drafted a message to his little grandson but hesitated to send it. Ma Teng clicked send for him, only to learn that old Lin's grandson was sick and his son was still busy at the company. Let's go, we'll head there directly, Ma Teng suggested. Arriving at the company, old Lin looked proud. Although his son was always busy, he was proud of his achievements. However, when Ma Teng asked where Lin Chin's office was, no one paid him any attention. After wandering around for a long time, they finally found Lin Chin in a small office. The atmosphere became tense as soon as father and son met. You should have told me in advance. I'm having a meeting right now, Lin Chin said. What meeting? Didn't the company used to be huge? How is it just this one room now? Old Lin asked. Isn't it normal for a company to move? Did something happen? What could happen? Besides, if something did happen, could you even help me solve it? Lin Chin retorted. What do you mean? You think I'm old and useless now? Old Lin guessed his son was facing difficulties, but just as he said, he couldn't help at all. His son's words made old Lin feel utterly worthless. Old Lin accidentally discovered a psychological health assessment. The assessment wasn't for Ma Teng, but old Lin realized he himself had a problem. He exhibited all the symptoms listed. Old Lin finally realized that in addition to Parkinson's, he genuinely had mental health issues. He was a psychiatric patient. Unable to accept this, old Lin suddenly felt a warmth below and wet his pants again. Ma Teng's ex-wife was furious because Ma Shan, in order to avoid going abroad, secretly changed her email password, causing her to miss the deadline for the overseas application and lose the opportunity. The ex-wife felt their daughter learned these tricks from Ma Teng. She also accused Ma Teng of scamming old Lin's money, calling it dirty money she wouldn't accept. Ma Teng felt deeply ashamed and wanted to argue, but her words seemed somewhat true. Dad, I think I should go with Mom, stop fighting, his daughter said. Old Lin no longer wanted to live, and told Ma Teng to take the money and finish the job. He wanted to leave this world right now. Reprimanded by his ex-wife and left by his daughter, Ma Teng completely lost the mood to continue comforting old Lin. He wanted to quit. Old Lin, however, pulled out a small notebook recording the money Ma Teng had spent, demanding he pay it back. Old Lin thought he had hit Ma Teng's weak spot, but Ma Teng suddenly erupted. His ex-wife talked about money, and now old Lin was doing the same. Although he initially did it for the money, he had constantly tried to comfort old Lin and help him out of his depression. Ma Teng didn't want to argue. He left a firm remark that he would return the money and turned to leave. Ma Teng, don't go, old Lin called out. Old Lin's Parkinson's worsened again, and coupled with the effects of depression, his bodily functions severely declined. Ma Teng felt extremely guilty. If he hadn't accidentally broken in back then, perhaps old Lin wouldn't be in this state. He hoped Lin Chin would hire a professional caregiver and pass on some notes for care. After using the toilet, his long johns must be tucked in and not show outside. When sleeping, cover his eyes with a milk carton, an old habit from his factory days because he couldn't sleep unless it was completely dark, and only then would he sleep soundly. Lin Chin didn't know any of these details Ma Teng mentioned. If Ma Teng was an incompetent caregiver, then he was an even more incompetent son. To earn clean money, Ma Teng shed his laziness and worked diligently no matter what he did. His ex-wife saw his transformation and respected their daughter's wish not to go abroad for now. Old Lin got a new, professional caregiver, but he constantly thought about the unprofessional Ma Teng. Although annoying, his heart was in the right place. Today was old Lin's birthday, and Lin Chin specially invited Ma Teng. Ever since Ma Teng shared those caregiving details, Lin Chin knew he wasn't a bad person. It was Ma Teng who mended the relationship between father and son. Ma Teng made longevity noodles, but old Lin's hand shook too much to feed himself. He made a wish in front of the cake, perhaps wishing not to celebrate another birthday. Ma Teng noticed his clothes weren't tucked properly and tried to fix them, but old Lin waved him off, saying they would just get messy again. He thanked Ma Teng once more, and Ma Teng thanked him back. For years, he had never done anything properly, but taking care of old Lin had changed him a lot. As Ma Teng said goodbye, old Lin asked, "Ma Teng, do you think I look better in that leather jacket or the beige trench coat?" "The leather jacket is stylish, the trench coat is handsome." "Why?" Ma Teng answered. "Haha, nothing, just asking." Ma Teng didn't notice the tears sparkling in old Lin's eyes after he asked that question. Before parting, old Lin even told him to say hello to Ma Shan. On the way back, as Ma Teng pondered old Lin's last few words, something felt very wrong. He abruptly spun the steering wheel and rushed back toward the villa. When he found the window lock code broken, Ma Teng got goosebumps instantly. He immediately climbed through the window. Old Lin, wearing his leather jacket, was hanging by a rope and barely breathing. "If you didn't come back, wouldn't I be dead?" old Lin wheezed. "If we're going to die, we should at least die with dignity." Ma Teng could feel old Lin's agony, his physical deterioration, the loss of his will to live, and the passing of his good friends. He decided to restart the trip to Switzerland and leave tomorrow. Old Lin nodded in gratitude. Ma Teng's small car navigated through green mountains and clear waters. Together, they watched the clouds on the horizon, felt the passing breeze, camped in the mountains, and gazed at the starry sky. Without realizing it, old Lin had lived for another week. The small car stopped near a saline alkali land. "I told you just taking one bite was enough, but you wouldn't listen." "Didn't we agree to have different meals every time?" old Lin said. Ma Teng had wanted to try some unique local food, but when he saw the vendor's face, he froze on the spot. It was his former classmate Chen, who had scammed him out of 500,000. Hearing that Ma Teng had divorced his wife, Chen guessed it must be related to the money. "Later, I'll give you Jo Yun's account number. If you get money, transfer it to her for the kid. I won't be needing it anymore," Ma Teng said. Hearing the words, "won't be needing it," Chen felt it was strange. The tone sounded like someone who had given up on life. Before leaving, Ma Teng even mentioned going to Switzerland to seek death, which made Chen feel even more uneasy. After the small car drove away, Chen couldn't shake his worry and called the police. "I have a friend who is going to commit suicide. He's also taking an old man with him. They're driving a beat-up little yellow car. I don't remember the license plate." With no map and no cell signal, the two lost their way. Fortunately, they met a child looking for a lost sheep who guided them out of the desert. The child's family was very grateful and warmly hosted them. Old Lin marveled at how brave the child was to go so far looking for a sheep. The boy scratched his head and said it was the rule of the grassland. If a sheep is lost, you chase it. If snow falls, you hide from it. You accept whatever the heavens give you. What if you can't accept it? Old Lin asked. The worst that can happen is taking a tumble. If you fall, you just change directions. Anyway, our grassland is big enough, you'll always find your own pasture, the boy replied. Old Lin fell deep in thought. It seemed he had trapped himself in one place, lacking the courage to find his own pasture. In the dead of night, only sparse sounds could be heard outside the tent. Old Lin admitted he knew the euthanasia was fake, and the trip to Switzerland was a lie too. He only agreed because he wanted to get out for some fresh air. Ma Teng shook his head. Seeing Old Lin in such pain, he had actually emailed the relevant institutions in Switzerland and received a reply. However, he didn't want Old Lin to die, so he prepared two paths. One leaving the country, and the other heading to Baotou, the place where Old Lin had once fought for his career. If you really just want to die, I'll stay with you to the end. But is it possible for us to go back and take a look, to see if there's any reason left for you to stay? Let's have a competition, let's bet on a block-building game, Ma Teng proposed. Ma Teng had never won this game. As the tower grew higher, Ma Teng lacked any confidence. Everything that happened in the past flashed through Old Lin's mind, like a slideshow. Although Ma Teng was unreliable, he had a good heart. Just as Old Lin intentionally lost the game, he also wanted to give himself a chance. The car headed toward Baotou. They had only gone halfway when they were stopped by the police. It was because of classmate Chen's report. The police handed an ID card back to old Lin and told him to keep it safe. Old Lin looked confused, as his ID was supposed to be with his son. Right before we left, I met with Lin Chen, Ma Teng explained. He gave me your ID card and asked me to pass a letter to you. It's written by your grandson. Old Lin had always thought his son looked down on his work. But this letter revealed Lin Chen's deep respect for his career. It was his work that served the public while supporting their small family. His grandson even compared old Lin to a real Iron Man. Although the steel factory had been completely revamped, the slogans from old Lin's era remained. So you see, you haven't been eliminated by this era, Ma Teng comforted. They decided to head back, turning toward home. However, on the way back, the car malfunctioned and rolled over on the side of the road. Old Lin unbuckled his seatbelt and crawled out, but Ma Teng's foot was stuck. Old Lin tried to call for help, but his phone was smashed. Ma Teng was already injured and bleeding. Old Lin made a bold decision. He would go find help in his wheelchair. He remembered seeing houses along the way. But your wheelchair isn't up for it. It's too dangerous, Ma Teng protested. What danger haven't I seen in the steel factory? This is nothing. You little brat, you've tricked me this whole way. You promised to take me to eat lobster, see snow mountains, and ride a hot air balloon. You haven't fulfilled any of it yet. Your words have to count, Old Lin declared. Old Lin started his wheelchair. Even though the journey was long, the road was bumpy, and he nearly fell several times. He continued his search. Because he had finally found his own pasture, he wanted to live well, and he wanted Ma Teng to live well too. Eventually, the old man traded his wheelchair for 2 seats on a passing vehicle. Although it was a bit bumpy and smelled a bit strong, they were finally heading in the direction of home. Did you wet your pants again? It wasn't me this time, it was him. Ha ha ha. How about the money you owe Brother Zhang? I paid it off long ago. 2 lonely souls, exhausted by the grind of life, collided in a corner of the world to create a gentle glimmer of light. Old Lin counted his empty days, pushed toward despair by isolation. Ma Teng dragged his battered self, drifting without a refuge. The two were originally strangers, but through their trivial daily interactions, they became each other's emotional support in life. That plea to stay was never deliberate melodrama. It was the instinct of someone who had been lonely for too long, finally grasping a sliver of human warmth. He wasn't just holding on to a passing stranger, but the solid feeling of being needed, the security of having a companion, and the hope that allowed a numb heart to feel warmth again. The whole story had no intense emotional outbursts. It only wrapped their soft bond in the ordinary smoke and fire of daily life. 2 frustrated people lifted each other up, finding the hope to live in one another. It turns out the courage to keep going often stems simply from the words, "I can't bear to see you leave."